JCCR Racing. We're taking on Saint Croix, and after we're going to do subscribers, YouTubers versus subscribers. So the JCCR Racing team versus the subscribers. And we've got Disaster on Saint Croix. One of the individuals here made a great point. Passing or overtaking is passing without incident, but look at all those safety ratings. A, B. We're racing with faster racers, and this is the type of disaster that could definitely happen to you. How to avoid it? Don't be about to get into a new league. So we'll try for P1, but this is going to be tough. This has disaster written all over it. We're starting in 16th. We're racing against almost only mostly C-rated drivers, so their driver speed is faster than mine. So this will happen if you're, B going into A, or E going into D, C going into B, whatever league you're in currently. When you're trying to get into the new league, they will test you against the worst drivers of that league. So they're faster and dangerous. So this is the fast and the dangerous. Ronan, welcome in. Thank you for wishing me good luck. I will need it as we race against the fast and the dangerous. Fast and the furious, as some of these drivers are taking bites out of others, like an angry pit bull. Let's see, passing will have to be pretty smart. At least this is a wide track, so all of you that have experience doing safe, smart passing, let me know when and where I can pass, how I can pass. All general track talk and car talk is appreciated. So there, I didn't want to pass with incident. I didn't want to punt them off the track just to get the pass, because that's not racing. That's Call of Duty arcade racing indeed, but it's certainly not sim racing or anything that would look anything like what goes down in the real world for racing. They don't even do that in highly illegal street racing. Oh, great job. He tucked in behind and made the pass on the inside. Well done, Turbo all-wheel drive. Yes, gobble gobble, everyone. Happy Thanksgiving. Godspeed and God bless. Hope all of you are doing great. Hopefully you're feeling great and haven't overeaten. Hopefully you're all full and had wonderful times with family and friends. Yeah, Super D, welcome. Thank you for making it in. As I know, I just realized I thought about it all this morning, but then come tonight I forgot it. That's right, it is Thanksgiving. In Canada, we have a different Thanksgiving. It was roughly a month ago. These C drivers are faster, so I'm not exactly, well, I've moved up 2 positions, but I'm not making easy passes like we're pitted against the slower D drivers. These are just unsafe C drivers, so I'm actually going to be pretty cautious with the passing. But we do need to push harder if we're going to get any good quality work done here. Alright, so Stanger just by being... Hey, Remy raises, yes. Welcome back, friend. Thanks for making it in. Happy Thanksgiving to you. Any of you that want to share your Thanksgiving plans that you undertook today, let us know, or that you plan on taking with friends and family over the weekend. Yeah, Dano, happy Thanksgiving. Thank you very much for wishing us a happy Thanksgiving. Oh, mothers do make some of the most wonderful Thanksgivings. Alright, I don't want to get into a battle here with Stanger, because we're going to get a natural, easy pass on him anyways. In just a moment. Let him break wind for us. A little drafting down the straight here. They really stayed on the throttle there, so gap has been made. Oh, if it wasn't for that ghosting, we would be destroyed. Yeah, welcome back, Chris J. Thank you for making it in. And again, happy Thanksgiving to everyone. Turkey Day races. And hopefully I'm not the turkey by the end of this race. Let's see if we can climb a few more positions here. These are C racers, so they're faster racers, but hopefully with safe, smart driving and a real openness to learning and realizing that I might be doing all these turns wrong, just observing other drivers, seeing how they go through, at what speed and whatnot. It's in a growth mindset and a very open mind, willing to learn and realize that I might be wrong about everything in regards to this new track that I'm racing. Did that all wrong. I was going a little too fast to cross over and I stayed on the brakes a little too long. Out of this world racing, also known as Bren N, the racer, Mr. Fast himself. Oh, a lot of unsafe driving, a lot of tapping going on here, but very cool of El Mamuan. Did not hit us. Even though from the 4-second penalty, I'm thinking he might have destroyed someone off the track. Oh, another hit in the corner. We'll watch out for TS Lore. He's given taps. Looks like he was thinking about going off and giving a tap there. So we know what his deal is. His deal is that he really wants to get Batmaned. Come on, Elamone. You've already got a 4-second penalty. Give him some rear bumper love. And it looks like someone did give him a little love off the track. And that's why it's always good to have a clean race and not go and deliberately try to gun people and push them off the track and destroy them, because other people will see that. They'll either come back and seek revenge, or other people will see it and say, you know what, I don't feel like dealing with that nonsense. Let's preemptively, not so preemptively, but somewhat preemptively, make a strike. Now we're probably going to go pit soon, because I do believe that one pit stop is required. Might as well keep the tires as fresh and sticky as possible. All right, we're moving on up. Look at this. From 16th into 8th, we've now moved up 8 positions. Pit on 6 if we can. Fantastic. Thank you very much, Dano, the Texas Ranger himself. Love the advice. On and off the pedal there, just to make sure that we would keep traction, not slide off the track. Hey, Nitro GT7, thank you very much. I wish I would like to have a little bit of music playing in the background, but I have trouble. I've been on my other channel, Johnny's Car Care and Reviews. We've had so much trouble with, well, music. We pay a monthly for Kind Master, and at first, a few years back, there was a Russian company that kept accusing me of, stealing their music, and that way what they do is they make a claim against you, saying they own the money, own the music, and then your views and money from those videos goes directly to them. And I made a few complaints, and it ended up kind of taking care of itself, but it seems like, I don't know, whatever BS claims that they have, because it's Kind Master pays for music so that you can then use it. Well, now there's a Chinese company doing it to me, so it's like every single day I got to spend 10-15 minutes switching up the music in my videos, and it's time consuming and frustrating. I can't start doing that for 2 channels. I don't got time for that. Got to get to the actual races. Alright, so everyone pits, so it's going to look like I'm a big dog. It'll for a moment look like I'll have gone from 16th to 2nd or something. Not actually the case. Oh, coming out of the pits, it's going slow, but it's my job to avoid them. I can't just say, hey, you're in my way, and push them out of the way. This isn't bumper cars or twisted metal. Oh, we got on the throttle nice and early there, so that's where we'll make a pass, or at least really close up the gap. Ooh, Eric D went really well through that section. Alright, so we're in 5th, we've got a pit, so in reality we're more, I'd say, in 7th at the moment, after we come out of the pits. So Dano, is it here that we pit, kind of at what we say is either the end of the 5th or the beginning of the 6th, or is it at the end of the 6th? Let me know, I'm going to take your advice on this. Try to get up to 160 before we make the gear shift into 6th. Oh, we could have pushed a lot harder there. Oh, anything's possible. Woo! And he didn't hit us. Very nice, glad for that. Oh, he's going to hit us now instead. Oh, not too bad. Not too bad at all, Eric D. Some nice back and forth racing there. Thought I was a goner. I was like, oh, I'm about to get speared, aren't I? Ooh, not feeling like a turkey yet, but if I crash out or spin out on the last lap, I'll be saying I'll have gone full turkey, or second last lap. Gotta remember the tires aren't quite as sticky. I'm not gonna get the same result. I can't, it's not the time to be pushing my hardest lap. We'll do that once we get the freshies on. I feel like I would have been through that section quicker, but maybe I'm clearly not at the speed of these C-rated racers. We know this track, we've been practicing it all week, and we're getting into, what, is it our 2nd or 3rd race? Alright, let's get through here without hitting the wall. Top of 3rd. Whew. Alright, so that was close. I got on the throttle a little too early. I'd have been better off just sticking the apex a little longer. And then once I do get on the throttle, or once any of you get on the throttle, to be able to get on the throttle and stay on it without having to release. As you can see, the result is a huge gap that's been created. But they are all running on fresh tires. Alright, this is going to be our pit lap. Ooh, I should have been full throttle through here, so the car behind us at 4 seconds is coming down quick from the major error I made there. Major error, no crash. Make sure I don't cross any of those white lines. And let's get our softies on, let's not refuel, and let's get the live chat going. Sorry, I've been missing the live chat here. Oh, all right, won't get the live chat on, but we're in 9th. We can hopefully, oh, that should be a penalty. He crossed that was still in the lines for coming out of the pit. The white lines are to protect people coming out of the pit, and they're also to keep the people from coming out of the pit to just cross and block everybody. You think turbo all-wheel drive would have picked up a good solid penalty there? Should at least be more than the time we lose when we get hit. Well, turbo all-wheel drive, I hope you can keep me off your rear end, because the best revenge is success, sorry. Can we keep up with turbo all-wheel drive? I don't know if I know the track quite well enough yet, but we'll find out in a minute. 1.5, ooh, the distance is growing. Maybe there's a section of the track that I'll get just right, and it might not be his preferred section. See if I'm more proficient on a section of this track than him, or if he's just got me on every turn. And there we lost a lot of time. Need to learn to get through there faster. Full throttle through here. Well, it wasn't last lap, but I have proven to be a turkey. Got 10 seconds, so we'll have 11th coming up on us in just a moment. There we go, or 10th. Oof. Lots of distance between the cars at the bottom of the pack. There's probably one or two cars that will forget to pit, and they'll pick up the penalty. We'll jump one or two positions ahead. Alright, those tires are used just enough to now be sort of in their sweet spot, I would believe. It all started to go wrong when turbo all-wheel drive gave us the boot off track as we're coming out of the pit. Let's try to nonetheless finish strong before we get into the subscriber versus YouTuber races, if we have enough racers, of course. We might have a small crew tonight, being that it's Thanksgiving, and if so, we can always skip races and save them for tomorrow night. Let me know in the comments who will be up and ready for races. Alright, we are we're not bringing down the clock, but Babovina keeping the distance off with 5.6 second difference. There we go. Can we get it under 5 seconds? Let's see if we can get it under 3, into the 3s. We are slowly catching up. If we keep this pace up, we can even get a pass before the race ends. Ooh. Big mistake. Huge rookie mistake. Alright, we got Dana who will race. Oh, if anything, it'll just be a 12-person race tonight. A little hungry, a little too greedy with the grass there. And again. Looks like I liked my used soft tires. Alright, we've got to focus in. We've got a solid chance. We're only 2 seconds behind. Doofus, I'm sure you can beatbox. What you really mean to say is you can't beatbox well enough to do it publicly. Or what you mean to say is I can't beatbox without embarrassment. Or while holding rhythm. That would be my problem, the rhythm. I have none. Ha! Dano saying he'd donate to see Super Doofus try to beatbox. Alright, so we're on the final lap. We brought it down to 1.5 seconds. We got a chance here. We can get a pass back on Babovina. Super Doofus possibly becoming a millionaire here. With all the offers of cash for beatboxing. Okay, we're 20 seconds ahead of 12. So this pass, we don't have to worry about getting bumped. Ooh, I cannot hit the brakes. I keep making that mistake. Gotta watch just the basics. The co-pilot essentially is that little gear suggester. Oh, come on, we're down to 1 second. Oh, we're closing the gap. Oh, we got it. Do we have it? Let's go, let's go, let's go. Oh, close, so close. Well done, Babovina. Well done. You passed me and you kept me off. All right, so we did finish with a C driver behind us, maybe two. We'll find out here. There's probably a few C drivers in the did not finish category. Thank you very much, gang. Dano, the Texas Ranger, and Chris J, thank you very much. Ronan, thank you also for the GG. We're up 5 positions. So at some point, I've got to get a qualifying in on this start, and if I can start in 8th, we can have a chance. If we move up 5 positions from 8th, we're on podium. So we got to get into that top 8 qualifying start. And congratulations to Moogs. We've got gold with safety, speed up and safety up. Great work, safety up. Must have been some bumping here by Eric D. And we've got, let's see, who else? Who else did we cross here? We crossed El Mamoan. Turbo all-wheel drive gave us a bit of a hit. Big hit. So I'm surprised their safety rating didn't go down. Surprise, surprise. And the safety rating of S, often if it doesn't say it's going up, doesn't mean it's going down. It just means they might be completely full. Yeah, good quality is absolutely key. It's not just about learning the track, it's about starting at the right place. And Dano's been finding out because the last few nights, all this week, we've been putting him at the complete bottom of the list of the grid, and that is awfully tough to climb back, even when you're faster. So our D rating has gone down a little. We were just experimented. They experimented to see if we could make it into the C, and the answer was no. We're not there yet to make it back into the C. But I'm not surprised. St. Croix is not a track that we've got experience with. All right, while this is loading up, let's get this going here. Load up the settings, and let's see, we'll try, we're only 15 watching, so it's Thanksgiving. I can't imagine we'll fill up a 16 grid, but I guess I'll try it, and if anything, we'll just not be a full load here. I find 12, though, a lot of the trouble we've been having lately is because we're running 16. When we run 12, there's so many there's far fewer accidents. All right, let's start up on Highway 1. Hey, Nitro GT7, welcome back. Remy's in, and okay, no, it has filled up quickly. Surprise, surprise. And we're going to be the JCCR team I think the last 2 nights. We've fallen behind. We've lost the last 2 nights. Prior to that, we were winning pretty consistently, but Rowiki keeps coming back, and he's an A-plus driver, and he's been kicking it hard. Kicking us all hard. Not physically, he's a clean driver from what I've seen, very clean. So we set up, and there's someone from last night. I kept starting them in 11th, and I hadn't noticed, and they're an actual, I think, like a D or a C driver. So who was that? I got to move them up. I'd ask them to remind me tonight. Good evening, High Key. YouTube _High Key. Good, welcome back, everybody. Good to see you again. AVC22. Okay, we haven't raced with him before. We'll see how he drives. Hopefully it's good and clean. The B rating worries me a little. We like to see a safety rating of S. Because even with a safety rating of S, there's still some pretty brutal driving at times, even with the S rating. Dark J is back. Welcome. All right, folks, pick your car, put on your soft tires. I'm wearing my Thanksgiving special livery for the Team USA here. Be nice if it was Team North America. Canada sure has a lot of minerals and far too much paperwork and red tape to actually unlock those minerals, and lacking of actual internal investment capabilities. And I think Canada needs to decide, do they want China investing and getting, the money and the resources out of the country, or do we want the United States doing the same thing? I think if it's the United States, there's probably more of a circular economy where things will move in and out of the countries as they have in the past, as they get produced and fabricated. And, a lot of Americans come to Canada for vacation. Canadians go to the US for vacation. I think it's a better deal. I don't know too many Canadians that go vacationing in China. And I don't know when Chinese companies do have a stake in Canadian minerals and whatnot, I don't see a whole lot of that money recirculating into our economy. But hey, what do I know? Just a guy who went to school for far too long. Best guitar guy. Well, folks, I'm just going to remind everyone, let's race clean. Where is the let's race clean here? Have a good race, everybody. And let's have a clean race. Nice to meet the new ones. Good to see you again. And I'll say let's have a clean race all on its own, just so it's very, very clear. And let's get the grid started. We got Tayyab, the E's, but he's a B rating. So if you're a slower driver, to get to the top, you definitely can't have an E for safety rating. Had forgotten that exists. And so so High Key can be moved up as a C driver here. Not sure why they don't just put the lettering here when we go to grid it up. Devious Daniel will chase you. Formal credits will bring you down a little. Ronan, you're a very quick fellow. Definitely put you down. Rowiki, you're an A+. And even when you're at the bottom, you end up at the absolute top. BBBA, let's get Dano and Jay Rizio a little lower. Let's see, Jay Rizio, I think is a little faster here than Dano. Oh, fantastic. Yeah, the Saturday morning race is going to be, the championship race is going to be amazing, because what was that Super Doofus said? The top 4 racers are there's only 9 points apart, so it could go anyway for the final race of the year. Yeah, lots of new people. I think the 12 would have been the the best setup. Someone with an E rating, I'm sorry, I'm going to judge you based on historic data. You're automatically out. E is for extreme danger. Tyab will give you a try, and let's just set it up here. Anyways, it's a little practice race, we'll say, because there's a lot of chances this is going to be pretty brutal. So, folks, hopefully you're running a car that can take a pounding like the Skyline. And if not, if you're in a Ferrari or a 911, or they get unhinged pretty quickly and pretty easily when they get hit, well, I wish you good luck, folks. Good game. Papa's House of Game, good evening. The racing has yet to start. We've got usually we have 16, and of the 16, we've got about 14 that aren't new, and we only have to deal with 2 newbies. And the 2 newbies, I'd say 50% of the time, boot us all around the track. We have a bit of a horrible race, and there's some frustration, but then as the night progresses, we kick people out, and we end up with clean drivers. Because it is called JCCR Race Clean or Kick, or as Dark J likes to call it, Race Clean or Get Batmaned. And then sometimes people complain like, hey, I got hit. It's like, oh, well, if you got hit by Dark J, I'd say there's a good chance you're getting Batmaned. And there's also a good chance that it's just a little racing error, because it does happen. Like if he, all of a sudden in front of me, if Devious hits the brakes this distance, it's going to be really hard to avoid him. So I'm moving out of the line. Ooh, I've completely cut in front of him there, so that was not clean. Good job, Daniel Devious, for managing to dodge us. I'm driving highway like it's my first run at it. Ooh. Oh, there's going to be a pile-up here now. So we'll just wait for everyone to pass instead of throwing ourselves back on the track and causing a pile-up. Oh, like I just did there. But I'd been back on the track for a little while. Cars behind me had time to see me and slow down. So in the championship race with Remy and others, Neighbor 50, myself, Remy, and one other. I can't remember. I think it's formal credits. I think it's us 4 that are 9 points apart. So that's going to be interesting. We're all vying to finish the season as the number 1. Alright, so we're in 10th. Let's see if we've learned Highway 1 enough to be able to make some passes. And if not, I guess we'll be defending against Remy, who we're racing against this weekend. Remy beat me. He got the fair and square, did a great job beating me last week for the second last race of championship race of 2025. So let's see, will I get my revenge and beat him out this weekend, this Saturday at 11 Eastern Time. Oh, fantastic, Super Doofus, for listing that out. Oops, sorry, Devious. I was having a little trouble stopping in time. But it looks like it worked out to be a bit of more of a nitrous boost than a crash hit, so I'm happy about that. So hopefully no harm, no foul. Alright, so Tyab is new. Let's see how he races. Does he hit on the straightaways? Does he spear people into other stratospheres? Be patient here. Wait for the pass at a time where I won't hit anyone. Marciello, 111. Welcome back. Good to see you again, Marciello. Hopefully you're currently on the track, or we'll be getting on the track soon. Ricky Rez Racer, welcome back. Also to you, I hope you're on the track or going to be in the next race. For this race, the winner will choose the next race. That way it's not just me picking out the races that I, practice and whatnot. Clearly can't practice, not that you guys know it, but I can't practice in advance even if I wanted to because I'm at work 11, 12 hours a day. Marciello, see you in the next race, mate. Oh, we're actually getting some clean passing in. Oof, that's going to cost me there. Yes, folks, do sub to Dark J. Check him out on YouTube. Give him a subscribe and hit that like button. And same for the channel here. I would like to get us all above 1,000 subscribers before Christmas. And in particular, I'd love to get this channel. If you want to help me out, greatly appreciate it that you hit the subscribe button so we can get the channel to over 1,000 subscribers before Christmas. We've got 20-some days to do it. Just under 30, well, almost 30 days, 28, 29 days left to do it. Go for it, Dano. You've got tons of extra speed on me, so I'm not going to try to block when you clearly have got me. Oh, but this time, we're having a nice little back and forth. I love it. Oh, I never got actually ahead of you, so it's not actually a back and forth, it's a back and pass and pass inside. I got to the side of you. If I got ahead of you, it was by about an inch for about 30 feet of track. Late on the throttle and short coming down the track because I missed the apex. Oh, so important to get on the apex. Yeah, the Viper is very fast in the straights. Let's see if the 911, with its incredible handling, can get me some passes because of the turns. Slide across the track there, but I need to slow down anyways. So that works out quite nice. Man, Dano's fast in these turns with the Viper. I gotta figure out what he's doing that I'm not doing, that I need to start doing, and then do it to keep up with him, because he was fast through there. Going through the turn on that line, a little experimentation there. Will it get us to close the gap? No, Dano's still flying. Good job, Dano. Nice race. Clean. You passed me clean. I came back. I'm happy our exchange was clean when I came back. And then you took it without taking me out, and that's the way to get it done, folks. Dano giving a prime example of what a real overtake is. If you make contact, you didn't actually make the overtake. You just did a hit pass. Or a hit and run. All right. Well, we finished ahead of Remy. Let's see if that's going to be the case this weekend at the championship race. 11 a.m. Eastern time. Good game, everyone. Very nice. I'm surprised it was clean despite all the new racers. All right. So let's see. I believe. Oh, it's Rowiki that won. So. If he answers, he'll be picking, oh, fantastic. No, it's JCCR Ronan that won. Fantastic. So that's one for the JCCR team. Good job, Ronan. So it sounds like Ronan was saying, Nickel5 saying, fun racing, gentlemen. Yeah, that was a good game. Excellent. Now let's change event settings. Daytona was called by the winner, Mr. Gold himself. I'm assuming the road course. Absolutely, GG. All right, we're down to, we've got 16 out of 16 out of this world gaming or Bren. If you want to join, just let me know. We'll kick out one of the low safety rating drivers because we do have some Bs in the list here. Oh, and Beast Guitar Guy, which I think I did see him make contact saying, sorry, that was my fault. So perfect. Yeah, Remy, I'm looking forward to racing and seeing you this weekend as well, mate. So I need to hit the check mark. I need to lead by example here. Pick your car, folks. Get your tires on. I'm not going to mess around. I'm really going to need to get this 911 consistent and ready for the weekend. Let's see what people are driving and how they've got their cars set up. Rowiki with the lows set up. Oh, Out of This World Gaming. Well, before you go to bed, I want to make sure that you know that I've given you the plug. Folks, check out of This World Gaming. It's a fantastic YouTube channel covering something that's very important for families or for anyone that wants to continue their mental acuity, their logic skills, their reasoning, communication skills, and have a fun time. It's called board games, or I like the word in French, des jeux de société, so society games. Yes, it helps you be a better functioning human being in society if you play board games. Formal credits. Nice. Livery. Wow, what a Viper. So this is the grid here. Got Ronan up there. All right, let's get this race started before everyone gets a whole lot more practice than me. Oh, and of course, when we eat turkey, we are a little extra tired. Maybe this might be a little bit of an earlier night. Last night, I was up for about 3 hours because I woke up randomly at 1 a.m. Lots on my mind. Mortgage renewal, all sorts of things, work. So I missed about 3 hours of sleep last night. So I thought it was getting near 10:30 now just because of how I'm feeling. Ricky Rez Racer, good evening and good to see you as well. Thank you for the support, Ricky Rez Racer, with the channel. Folks, check out Ricky Rez Racer on YouTube. Drop your link, buddy. All right, how long can we hold in second? Well, having the tight track here definitely does help, but I'd have to be much more defensive on those apexes and get to the apex early. But I'm lucky. Everyone behind us isn't the type of racer you typically see in sport mode, and that's just that they're like, hey, you know what? I'll use the car in front of me as my brakes. Punt them off the track, take the position and lap all the way to the bank, so they think. Going into fourth here, and if I can make it down, yeah, third, pretty far off the apexes there, but made it through. Everyone's driving. I've got a sea of Vipers behind me, and for now I'm the 911, and hopefully I can lead the pack. If not, we'll just say I was the pace car. At some point it was time to get out of the way, I guess. So far it looks like it's a clean race. Everyone is really close behind me. No one's way off. I think no one's had an accident yet. We made it through turn one. Let's see if we can make it through turn one a second time. That's about one of the few cars you can actually use first gear, period, and here in turn one. First gear was actually, I didn't have to switch into second to take off. I would have bogged out in second or gotten into second and not be in my power band. Ooh, that's all the track there is. Cannot use more track than that. Stayed on the track. Almost went out there, and we are still leading. Everyone has made a secret pact to let me lead and finish first, I guess. Oh, we got the whole JCCR team. We got, well, first and second, it's JCCR here. We got to keep an eye on the track. Alright, so maybe I'm just a pace car. Maybe I'm just blocking everyone from passing me. Out of This World Gaming, thank you for the support and the encouragement. And we're up to 19 watching on Thanksgiving. I'm surprised. I thought we'd have very few in tonight. And I just got helped out by JCCR. Thank you, JCCR. Oh my goodness, that cost me a lot of speed there, that slide out, and I saw JCCR had a ton of speed on me, so in those cases I'm just going to move out of the way, avoid a potential accident. Ooh. Oh, Rawiki going for the little, a small push pass, but a push pass nonetheless, but a small one. I think that's pretty legal tender on that. Pretty kosher. Ha! Out of This World Gaming, you made me laugh there. So let's see, well, I'm keeping an eye on Ruwiki. I'm curious how his passing is going to be with others. Oh, these Vipers. I'm going to get in behind Dano. Oh. I am in the no-go zone. Oh, fantastic. The Dark J is going to be right back. Fantastic. Yeah, lots of new people. I think that's what's been happening with Dano. I haven't been witnessing it all because I've been starting at the top. Super GT giving the Dark J a hit, so he might just have to get Batman. There's no need for that. So that's, I guess, his warning for the night. A slight Batmaning, because he hit Dark J and there was no reason for it. It's pretty much a straightaway. And Dark J was ahead, and here he's hitting me too again. Partially maybe out of revenge, but you might not be getting the concept that he got Batman for hitting the Dark J. Oh, but maybe he did understand, because he didn't spear me there, and he definitely could have punted me into a whole other dimension. So hopefully this is how we all can learn and grow. Video games are a great, I think, study or analysis on society without rules. And we see video games that don't have rules. Humans are absolutely horrible to each other. I'm thinking of, sometimes here in the sport mode for the weekly races, or look at Arc Raiders. Play Arc Raiders, came out October 25th. The game is fresh. There's still lots of excitement, lots of learning by all players. It's been out for slightly more than a month. And people can ask you first, like, hey, want to team up or don't shoot? and then you don't shoot, you turn your back on them, and then they shoot you in the back and laugh in your face saying you suck. So I think that's human nature without rules, regulations, and consequences. And we have to remember things like, there are certain rights like free speech and a right to health care. Well, it doesn't mean you can say anything you want without consequence, and it doesn't mean that you get free health care for free without ever working a day in your life. It just means you should have, it's a right. You don't get it denied because of the color of your skin or the language that you speak. That's how rights work. It's to not deny access. It doesn't mean it's free. And Out of This World Gaming saying toxic like GTA Online. Sometimes, yeah, weekly races are definitely, I find the sport mode is very toxic. And GTA Online is a good example. The Dark J, you did get bumped. I saw you get a minor bump, but it was an absolutely unnecessary one where I can't see that it would have been accidental. So I gave him a little push, a light Batman. Nothing too serious. It's just a warning. And let's see how this finished up. Formal credits in first, Dano in second. Right on, Dano, representing the team. JCCR, Jay Rizio in third. And another JCCR, Ronan in fourth, followed by the Dark J. On average, we won this race, the JCCR racing team, but overall, formal credits, not running a JCCR livery. We know he's a lone wolf. He's on his own, I guess, and he finished first, so he picks, and that's a point for the subscribers. So formal credits, good job, mate, really good job, and I'm happy to see Ricky Rez Racer back. Good to see you again. And formal credits. You win, you choose, buddy. And Rowiki saying, JCCR Johnny, I went too deep on the brakes and only had the inside to go to without rear-ending anyone. Sorry about that. No worries, Rowiki. That's classy, man. And that is good, sir. That is, what you just did there is one of the most important things we can do in life, especially as men. People expect certain things of us, and I think one of the things, or as a woman, but I think it's just also important as a human being to be able to accept error, apologize, and move on. And that also means sometimes we need to accept people's apologies and then move on to be, get to the next step, be more positive, learn and grow together, and accidents happen. So we got Watkins. Oh, formal credits. You know how happy that makes me. A little Turkey Day, Watkins. Now I was at work all day for Turkey Day, so I'm not in the same mood or position, but I'm certainly feeling better now than I was this morning. And Watkins, Glenn. And I'm missing the live chat. I gotta catch this. What's Dano up to here? Philness, welcome back, mate. Check out Philness' channel. Let's get him over 1,000 subscribers before Christmas. And Philness Game saying, did you end up putting neon on it? Dano saying, Johnny Ronan should get to pick. 2 of us went Enfield route. All right. Well, Ronan, though, is going to win soon enough. So I bet Ronan, actually, like A drivers like Ronan or Dano, you'd finish in first much more often if we did 5 or 6 laps, because when we've got 16 racers, it's tough starting from the bottom. It takes time. All right, so let's see where people are at. Formal credits is... should be moving him up. Sky, I'd move you up. You're a D driver, but you're an A rating, so that is worrisome. Come back with an S rating, and then we'll be putting you at the top of the chart with your D rating, like myself up here, Marciello. Let's put Marciello ahead of me, because I'm solid at this race. And you know what? Let's give the benefit of the doubt to Sky. Despite the name, let's hope he drives with some class and a bit of realism. We'll put him ahead of me. I'm going to start myself in 4th. Let's get down Rowiki. I'm sorry, you're just so fast. You're going to finish in first anyways. So many races. Can't have just Rowiki winning. We'll call it the Rowiki Racing Team. All right, I think everyone's ready. This, I'm sorry, folks, is going to have to be... I'm tired. I missed 3 hours of sleep last night, and I need a little unwinding from this, so I might even still play a game after this, but it's going to be a game that's pretty relaxed. I'll probably just go maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes on a little treasure hunt in Arc Raiders. If anyone wants to join me there, who's already my PSN friend, you see me, you can come join me anytime. Let's get brake balance here on 3, because yeah, there's definitely some major trail braking turns, but then there's others that I'd like to be at 1 for, or 1 turn in particular before going up the hill. I'd like to be at, you know, -1 and really brake hard in a straight line, then turn in. But here's a big trail breaker. Let off the throttle a few times there because the track is narrow and we're side by side by the very wide Lamborghini. Well, we went through there quickly as a group. Formal credits with the amazing sounding Mercedes AMG GT. Incredible sounding car. Oh, there was some big hit here. I'll change the race dynamics quite a bit. Formal credits and I at the top. I guess I'll need to tuck in behind him. Had the brake there to not make contact with formal credits, not the speed I want to go through there at, but the #1 priority is to not hit. And I can see, wow, whoever's beside me is doing an amazing job. Okay, Ronan, not surprised, amazing job at keeping distance, no crashy. GT Avenger saying, let's have a clean race. Yes, indeed, absolutely. Formal credits is fast. Marciello, no worries about the lag. It's embarrassing, but it happens to us all. Scrape through there. JCCRJ Rizio looking good. Yeah, that is one solid livery. It's got Canadian flag written all over it. DK Nielsen, welcome back, mate. Thank you for making it back and dropping some chat. How are you, my friend? Did you celebrate Thanksgiving? Or were you working today? Got Dano behind me. And Jay Rizio's got a good chance to finish first here and pick up a win for the... Oh, Thanksgiving in Denmark. All right, fair enough, fair enough. Lack of... Is it because of the lack of turkeys? Is it because of the lack of things to be thankful for? I don't know. Let me know. I'm just a goofy racer, Lieutenant Slow behind the steering wheel on a wood frame and a car seat from the scrapyard. So please do educate us. could always ask my stepfather. His first marriage was to a Danish woman. Actually, his father-in-law was an Olympic shooter in the 1930s Olympic, not 1930 specifically, but I think it was 1938 or 1936. My father has his Olympic shotgun, which he had to actually bury when the Germans went into Denmark in World War II. He had to bury his Olympic gun, and when the war was over, he unburied it, and my father was given it as a present. At least that's the story I have been told. No pilgrims in Denmark. Well, I'm sure if you go back far enough in history, there would be. They just wouldn't be called pilgrims. They'd be called people settling into a land, inhabitants. Denmark is cold and has winters, of course. Could have, their version of Thanksgiving can be, hey, our ancestors didn't freeze. They worked hard and built a nation, built a livable environment. All right, so we've got Ricky Rez Racer behind us. Welcome, mate. Missed the apex by a mile, so we're about to get past about 10 miles per hour of speed. Good job, Ricky Rez Racer. Very clean. Had a little issue going through the grass, causing a lack of traction and a spin out. Oh, we got a big push by PHG VKG Racing. Oh, sorry there. Saw that he actually went after the push, let us pass, and we get back to our original positions. And I guess I was too busy talking, so threw myself out of the way there. Sorry about that, Mr. Viking. Mr. Team PHG Viking. Roiki, the A+ driver. The legendary, slowly becoming a legend here on the channel. With all the first place wins he's picked up this week. Oh, good job, PHG VKG Racing. That time you gave me a clean pass. Well earned, well deserved. That's a real overtake. It's not an overtake if you have to hit to make it happen. But at that time, it was essentially a no-hit. It's an ever so slight touch. I don't consider that a hit. I'd say it's a clean overpass. However, if you hit the person and it makes them spin or, get all wobbly, woobly, well, then you're not passing, you're not overtaking. Ha! That's right, Nielsen saying, nope, we were the Pilgrims. Yeah, the Vikings, I guess we could say, were the Pilgrims. At some point. Yeah, that's right. Film this game saying, no Pilgrims in Denmark, just invasions. Well, that's the history of mankind. You work hard for something, and then someone wants to take it away from you. Look at Ark Raiders, or, any video game. That's just human nature, and it's gone through throughout history. It doesn't matter what culture, what race, everyone was always very harsh with other people. As soon as people worked hard and had something worth taking, there were people willing and wanting to take it. The problem is humanity without controls, without mental controls. The problem is when humanity and individual citizens, don't want to become better. And They should be focusing on what can I do that's the best for my family that don't affect other people's families. Basically, how can I get the most liberty and freedom out of life and benefit out of life without stealing and robbing people of their liberty. And we just made it over 25 watching. So I think the record's 27. So we're one away from the record on the channel during a live stream. So love seeing this channel grow, folks. I'm blessed to have you along for the ride here. And now we're down by 2. So still very thankful. And we got, let's see for the races here. How did this work? Dark J, I'm sorry to hear that someone put you in the barrier. That is not what I like to see out of these races. Formal credits with a win again. Fantastic formal credits. Jay Rizio in second and Dano in third with Rowiki in fourth. That is impressive. Rowiki coming in from 16th. And formal credits. Okay, so you're a very fast B. I'd say you're probably more of an A, really. Don't forget to draft the like button. Thank you so much. That really does help. Folks, please hit the like button. Very much needed here on the channel because that's going to get a bigger community. When you hit the like button, it just lets the algorithm, YouTube, know that, okay, the content isn't horrible. It's not some unsafe, horrible... Oh, yeah, you've been filming this. It's not some horrible channel saying horrible things. And the result is then more people will have a chance to click on it. If it sends it out to an extra 200 people, 20 extra new people will click on it. And that's how we're going to grow the community. With bigger community comes more knowledge, more friends. More knowledge equals more power. Bigger community means more fun for all of us. Because then we'll have our regulars coming in. So we can do 16 races. If we're the same regulars in the 16 races, we don't have frustrating moments. Not nearly as many as sport mode. But you see, when we're racing 12 with our current crew, there'd always be 1 or 2 people in our current crew who couldn't make it in and fit into the 12. But we had near perfectly clean races. Now we're having somewhat problematic races because we're going up to 16 and we're always playing between 12 and 14 regulars, so we're always taking on now 2 to 4 newbies, and of the 2 to 4 newbies it's usually about 50-50. 50% of the new ones coming in are going to be dirty, the other 50% will be clean. So of the 50% that are dirty, we Batman them around a few times and hopefully they learn that we don't tolerate any dirtiness other than when we're Batmaning to sort of, shape and mold them. And then sometimes we just need to be like, they're not getting it. They're complaining that they're being hit after they've hit, done some major takeout and no waiting for the other car or saying sorry. So then we kick them. But, there's a constant rotation of these. So let's grow the channel. Let's get all the right people in here. Let's get a stronger team. The good news is we're all getting faster. Hopefully we're all getting more patient as well. But hopefully as time goes on, we'll need less and less patience because these instances just won't matter. And other than the mountain in the background, that looks exactly like the area that is about 40 minutes away from me, other than, I think, what is that, Mount Fuji in the back? But the lake and that level of hills looks a lot like the Ayers Cliff, North Hatley area. We don't have anything that looks like this candy cane building here. And Daniel saying, want to thank the teammates for making me better as we grow together. Be blessed, everyone. Really beautiful message, Daniel. And I want to say I'm blessed to have you guys. Thank you so much for coming back every night and helping me have a wonderful night. I'm going to open up and say I had a rough day. I was having trouble with the mortgage. We're outside of our mortgage period. We're now paying 10% on the mortgage until we can get into the notary. It's $45 a day of interest. So if we get in 30 days, it's a nice chunk of money. And there was other things that just weren't quite fitting perfectly together. I like it when things are copacetic and, organized, and I like consistency. So it wasn't one of those days. So thank you for making my day better. Godspeed. God bless everyone. I hope you get to put the pedal to the metal on a car that you love sometime real soon. And if it's not in the real world, that's okay. This is still my favorite place to drive and race. Despite the real world, we have a long-term on Johnny's Car Care and Reviews, a 2017 Shelby GT350 with that sweet Incredible sounding, one of the best sounding V8s ever made because it's a flat plane crank V8 built by Ford, so it's affordable, it's consistent, it's super powerful, and literally one of the best vehicles sound-wise in the world. And it's actually quite a track car. And we've got the 1999 Porsche 911 convertible. That convertible top's given me some problems, but the rest of the mechanics have been pretty darn good. We've got the 1991 Toyota MR2 on its fourth engine, even though every piece has either been rebuilt or replaced on it, and usually all the pieces are more high-end, so bigger intercoolers, bigger piping, bigger exhaust, more air coming in, more gas. We've spent so much money on that car, but catch it on the channel. And we've got our 2025 Ford F-150 Tremor, accidented, but we loved it so it was so nice. We bought it twice, so it's our second one. We had a 2024 Ford F-150 Tremor, so you can catch all that and a whole lot more as we, help you shop cars, help you know the ins and outs of the automobile world, how to shop a car, how to buy a car, how to build a car, how to pick out its equipment just right so it fits for what you're looking for, so you get the most out of your purchase. Well said. Later, guys. Be blessed, everyone. Godspeed, and God bless. See you tomorrow night at roughly 9:30 Eastern Time.